FDS absorbs odor and moisture all day. See? No daisies required.
FDS, the one more women trust.
Right now, it's your local forecast on the Weather Channel.
More bad weather this hour. It continues to disrupt our weekend this afternoon in parts of the Midwest and the Northeast. And in addition to the wet weather, colder temperatures well on their way to the south. Good evening, and thanks for tuning in for this edition of Weather Center. I'm Lisa Moser.
And I'm Jill Brown. There is some lake effect snow also scattered in the Midwest this afternoon. Of course, parts of the Northeast still getting snow and ice, and in some places, rain. Snow yesterday and freezing rain overnight left you with just wet roadways this morning in Philadelphia. You also had some dense fog in the city this morning. You will see rain through this afternoon with temperatures once again dropping down below freezing tonight. And we're on that roller coaster ride. Temperatures are going way up along the eastern seaboard. Some places 30 degrees warmer than they were yesterday. They're going way down behind our storm system, mainly in the south. That's where the big drop in temperature has been in the last 24 hours, and Lisa will show you that here coming up in a minute. But in some places it's just going to stay cold the whole time, and that's true of northern New England. That's why you'll keep the snow. We should see as much as a half foot. Some of the higher peaks, probably as much as a foot of new snow, which will make the skiers more than happy after having machine-made snow as of recently. Across New York State, a steady but light snow, 1 to 3 inches should do it. A little bit more in the snow belt here off of Lake Erie, and we're getting that lake effect snow in northern and lower Michigan. But this is the real trouble spot, you have to admit. When you get freezing rain, that's the biggest concern, whether it is light or heavy. You really can't drive on it. So if you can stay off Interstate 95 today and all surrounding roads around Bangor and Portland, if you can manage to stay inside for the rest of today around Lebanon and Mount Pillier, that's probably a good idea too, because we do have freezing rain in the area and the roads are going to be treacherous. It has warmed up enough that that is not a problem any longer in Boston. Temperatures are actually in the 50s, well above freezing, so all rain along the coast. And then the changeover comes just west of Allentown in Pennsylvania. So the Pennsylvania Turnpike, western half of the state, the central state, is going to be snow covered. But road conditions across Ohio should be improving, and actually western Pennsylvania too. You can see the steady snow is tapering off. This is all snow, and you can see it kind of has a streaky look to it. And then you can tell where it changes over to rain. It just has a slightly different look on the radar. This is all rain through here, and then the freezing rain zone farther north. In Boston, next round of heavy, steady rain is coming in around 95 and 495. We're just about covered. Salem, Gloucester, it's coming your way as well. In Philadelphia, we had one band of rain. Last hour it was right over downtown. Now east side of town, over into New Jersey, mainly east of the Delaware, we're getting the rain. And it looks like we're going to get a little bit of a break here for a while. And yeah, it looks pretty good. Nothing else developing at this point to come in. Temperatures, look at this, 56 in Boston. That's the warm spot, although New York City is considerably warmer than yesterday. If you go into the cold air zone, backside of the front, temperatures are in the 20s and teens. Wind chills in some places are below 0, but not by much because the winds are really pretty light today, 5-10 miles per hour. That doesn't take much to make it feel like it's 3 below in Pittsburgh. And there's still some snow around, some snow flurries anyway, if not accumulating snow in and around Pittsburgh. And on the snow belts, of course, we're still seeing some snow as well. And along the coast, once the front goes through, temperatures will probably drop down below freezing again tonight. So expect some changes coming your way as it gets a little bit colder here. We may actually see that rain end and then a few flakes of snow come through in Boston, maybe Philadelphia. We're getting the just very light snow across Ohio now. In the snow belt, the wind across the water will create lake effect through the day today, and then watch for this next clipper type system to come swinging through. Here's a look at the radar, and you can tell that's lake effect. You can see the bands. There are some lake effect snow advisories, a few inches expected. At this point, it does not look like this is going to be a heavy snow maker, but problems perhaps on Interstate 75 through here and around the Muskegon area as well. Be prepared for some quick drop-offs and visibility with the snow bands. Temperatures are cold. It's getting a little bit better, but boy, we'll be lucky to reach 0 across the state of Minnesota just about anywhere. Wind chills are as cold as 36 below in Fargo, 8 below in Chicago. Pretty tough to take, but you know what? You're not the only ones that are going to be dealing with the cold today. Even in the south, it's going to start to get pretty chilly. Right, Lisa?
You said it, Jill. We are seeing some rain this afternoon in parts of the Pacific Northwest. We'll take a look at that. Also, some thunderstorms are still putting a damper on our weekend in parts of the deep south. First, let's see how these scenes are shaping up around Corn Jock, North Carolina. That's just east of Elizabeth City. That's along the outer banks of North Carolina. Well, we had rain this morning. It was coming down at a pretty good pace. We are seeing cloudy skies there right now, but temperatures are still rather mild. We're looking at lots of upper 60s across the extreme eastern areas of North Carolina. But hey, behind that front in the western part, it's a different story. Let's take a look. The precipitation first. That shield of moisture currently over the coastal waters, that is what was in our way this morning as we made our way out around Cape Hatteras and Elizabeth City. You'll notice a few thunder showers, so boating offshore is still probably hazardous for us. Rain much lighter in and around Winston-Salem, North Carolina, breaking up around the Queen City of Charlotte. Looking at some clearer skies out around Boone, North Carolina, Mount Mitchell, Asheville, North Carolina, but it's colder. We had an afternoon high temperature about 3 hours ago, around 50 degrees in Asheville, North Carolina. We're currently at 34. So once we get the precipitation to our east, well, the colder air is rushing in. It's all behind.
Como collection is not available.